From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 20th, 2020. We open, of course, with major political news from Israel. A unity deal between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party and Benny Gantz's Blue and White has been reached. The parties announced tonight that the two leaders signed an agreement to establish a national emergency government, which will see a rotation deal where Netanyahu is prime minister for the first 18 months, and then Gantz takes over. Israeli media is reporting that Gantz will serve as defense minister in the interim, and Blue and White's number two, Gabi Ashkenazi, will reportedly serve as foreign minister. Netanyahu and Gantz met twice today to try and work through remaining issues between them. Reportedly, the main issue was Israel's Judicial Appointments Committee, and ultimately came to an agreement, avoiding a fourth round of elections in the country. Gantz tweeted afterwards today, "We prevented fourth elections. We will protect democracy. We will fight the coronavirus and take care of all Israeli citizens. There is a national emergency government." The deal will reportedly be signed formally after Israel's Independence Day later this month. The IDF announced that the Air Force's annual Flyover, which takes place on Independence Day, will not happen this year because of coronavirus concerns, not wanting people gathering together to view the aerial display. But instead, there will be a smaller show to honor Israel's healthcare workers. The IDF said 4 Efroni planes will fly over the country's hospitals and salute the efforts of medical teams and the entire healthcare system, who are fighting the war against the coronavirus. Israel's Independence Day begins the night of April the 28th and continues the next day. Well, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that the Celebrate Israel parade scheduled for June the 7th will also not take place this year because of the coronavirus pandemic. Some good news to share with you of recovery from COVID-19. We had reported to you last month that the founder and president of United Hatzalah, Israel's volunteer-based emergency medical services, Lebier, was seriously ill with the coronavirus and was in an induced coma for weeks in a Miami hospital where he had been on a fundraising trip. Well, Lebier has recovered and is on his way home to Israel today. Well, tonight begins Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, which will also be marked very differently this year because of the coronavirus pandemic, with all events and ceremonies taking place virtually, online, including in Israel. The annual ceremony at Yad Vashem, Israel's memorial to the Holocaust, was pre-recorded with no audience present. The 6 torches representing the 6 million Jews murdered in the Holocaust were lit in honor of 6 living survivors at the museum's Warsaw Ghetto Square in Jerusalem. The survivors honored would have normally been present and would have done the lighting themselves. Also in Israel, people will be placing a candle in their windows tonight to mark the solemn day. And tomorrow, Israelis are planning to mark the annual 2 minutes of silence at 10 a.m. local time on their balconies. Well, here on JBS, we have special programming for you for Yom HaShoah. At 7 o'clock, JBS presents a Yom HaShoah commemoration from the Museum of Jewish Heritage, a living memorial to the Holocaust in New York City, with Israeli Consul General Dani Dayan and Senator Charles Schumer. Witness testimonies and Kaddish by survivors and music by cantor Joseph Malavani, Salman Malotek, and the Hazamir Choir, honoring the memory of the 6 million. Then Judith Altman talks about her family's Holocaust experience, and author Aaron Seth discusses his book, The Yellow Star Shines Like a Candle in the Dark. Then Mark Golub speaks with survivor and artist William Bernheim, and at 10 remarks from Rabbi Meir Lau at the 92nd Street Y. And by the way, tomorrow, Tuesday night, a JBS presentation in association with the March of the Living. a television exclusive, this year's virtual March of the Living ceremony, Never Means Never. That will air tomorrow, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. here on JBS. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, more on this solemn commemoration of Yom HaShoah with Mark Golub. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 20th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.